I'm in love with who you are. Good evening, folks. Sorry, I thought I'd just sing that little tune. Hello. How's your Friday evening going, people? Mine's going really good. Yeah, I hope you like my dope look. I do. But anyway, so yeah, what's everyone been up to today on their Friday, on the last day of their week? I worked this afternoon and I had to go to the primary school and clean, and because it was the last day of school, it was terrible. The floors were terrible. There was popcorn, chips, crumbs everywhere, paper, you name it. So yeah, it took me a little longer to get it all done, but yeah, I got it all done, which was good. Thank you. Have you seen the filter of these glasses actually? They're actually on Instagram here, but these are real, I promise. See? They're real. I'm not using a filter. So yeah, I've got some news. Today, Amy and I did a thing, and we completed the acoustic version of Rescue Me. Now, I am like really excited about that because it's like a complete opposite to the original song, and I really can't wait for you to hear it because yeah, it's really going to target a different audience to say what the original track is doing, but yeah. Yeah, pretty funny look. But anyway, oh my god, it's like pissing down with rain here. It's been raining all day here in Adelaide, and I hear it's like really hot over in New South Wales and on the East Coast. I'm just like, oh my god, why isn't it hot here? I'm so jealous. But anyway, I'm going to get my pink hat out in a minute. But first, I just remembered something about what I was just talking about with the whole acoustic thing. Oh really? Oh wow. Yeah, it must be all coming from here, because yeah, it's like blowing right across the country. So yeah, yous will get it. Yous are getting it. Yeah, about the acoustic thing. I think I might be going live tomorrow to do a little thing with Amy at some point. I need to get some confirmation a little bit later tonight, and then I will confirm all that with you guys. Yeah, so keep an eye out and an ear out for me tomorrow with Amy, a little special edition. Anyway, here's my pink hat. And yeah, it's like full of questions. Like over the past few days, I've had so many questions. Like even personal ones, like I'm just like, oh wow, can I really answer those on social media? Maybe. We'll see. Anyway, here's the first question. This is like the perfect question because like right at the start of this live, if you didn't see, I actually sang a little bit of a jam. So when you're done watching this, and if you haven't seen it, go back and watch. Who is your song I'm in love about? And that's the song that I just sang. What the hell? I don't know. It could have quite a few meanings actually. Like who I'm in love with. I don't know. I'm more in love with music more than anything. If that makes sense. But, you know, like, I come across certain people in my life and it's just like, wow, I really like you. I really love your persona. It's just like, wow, how spiritual are you? Like, I don't know. You just meet those kind of people in life and it's just like, yeah, you really connect and yeah, that kind of thing. So I can't really tell you exactly who it's about, right? But pretty much what it's about. So I'm in love, you know, it's really just a scenario, really. But it does have a hidden agenda, but that's kind of personal and yeah. You may find out about that a bit later. So anyway, that's that question. Done and dusted. So yeah, I've got it back again, and we're going to do another one. Oh, this is an interesting one. What is chromesthesia? How do you relate that to your music? Okay. Well, with that, chromesthesia, it's kind of like synesthesia, if you know what that is. Synesthesia is pretty much where your senses are like switched around kind of thing, like, but with an association. Yeah, like you smell something and then you see a colour. It's like, I don't know, it's like a sense thing. But anyway, chromesthesia, it's more associated with the keys in music. So I can sit there and I can create a song and it will be in a certain key. So when it's in a certain key, I see a certain colour. So when I see a certain colour, it's just like, oh wow, this song is that colour. So that's kind of what chromesthesia is. And I did make an album called Moods Have Colours, and you've probably seen it on and listened to it on Spotify and Apple, Moods Have Colours is pretty much the same kind of thing. But it's kind of like with the moods rather than with the keys of the music. So when I'm in a certain mood, like if I'm in a downer sort of mood, I don't know, I kind of see this dark navy blue, if that makes sense. You might be thinking I'm tripping off friggin' mushrooms right now, but seriously, that's how my mind works. And yeah, I'm not really tripping. It's just a thing. It's just a thing that I see, that I sense, and that I have. And you know what? Research it. Chromesthesia. Which celebrities have it? And you will see that, for example, Usher has it. Apparently Beyonce has it. That's from what I can remember looking online anyway. But yeah. So yeah, chromesthesia, that's a really interesting topic. But you can get so much further into that. But I'm not going to, because not all of you would really understand it. Some of you would, some of you won't, most of you won't. But yeah, chromesthesia. Weird. Anyway, I hope you are all having a good night, and I really do hope that I'm not boring you. But anyway, here's another question. Did you ever have music lessons? Yes, I had music lessons, but what kinds of music lessons? Like, are we talking singing lessons? Are we talking piano lessons? Are we talking guitar lessons? Or just in general, a music lesson? I've had plenty of them. But I can't say that I've had piano lessons or anything like that. I've taught myself how to play the piano, and I've said this before. For some reason, I've known the notes. I know what they are. I know the sound of them, and I just play. It's really weird. I still don't understand myself, but yeah, it's pretty dope. But yeah, if you must know, I actually came second in my year 10 music class at high school. So you know, like, if that counts for anything. But yeah, in primary school, yeah, it was always about music. It was always about music, and I freaking loved it. And that's where all my music stemmed from the roots. Anyway. Anyway, just letting you know, I've like done a thing. I'm in front of a green screen, well, a green sheet really, but hopefully when this video goes onto YouTube, I'm actually going to edit it and make this screen come alive. So when you watch the video on YouTube, the screen will come alive, hopefully. But if not, it will just stay like this, and that's all good. So yeah. Time for another question, I think. Alright. What is your favourite song from your album Overcome? My favourite song from Overcome. I would probably have to say my favourite song from my latest album would probably have to be Feels Right. And I think that's everybody else's favourite as well at the moment. Because I've been noticing the plays on my Spotify ever since Rescue Me come out. The new listeners have been stemming down into my other music and listening to all that. And also, I've also noticed that my album Tears into Pearls, one of my earliest albums, is getting a lot of plays. What the hell? What the hell is with that? I always knew that that was a good album. I always knew, and yeah, it really makes me happy. Like I know Catch My Vibe has quite a bit, and Overcome's getting pretty big now too. But as for Tears into Pearls, I'm just like, what? That's like one of my very first albums I actually released on Spotify. So yeah, I'm pretty proud of that. And that's a very personal album, that one. But fun. Emotional but fun. I love that. I love that. I love that mix. Emotional but fun. So yeah, it feels right. That's I call that one the orange single, because if you look at the single on Spotify and Apple, it looks very orange. So I call it the orange single. See, there goes that chromesthesia thing again. Oh, don't you love it? Anyway, my pink hat. How many questions have I answered now? I've answered 4. Alright. Now, I just need to check. What's the time? Oh. Okay. I just got moved a little bit there. Alright, so another question. I hope this is a good one. What do you do for work besides your music? We've talked about this. I'm a cleaner. I clean at a primary school, and I also clean at an Audi store. I clean at an Audi store of a morning, and I clean at the primary school of an afternoon during the week, every day. And every day I know that I'm going to come and do a live. I'm at work going, oh my god, I'm going to come and do a live after work, yay! So I get all excited about it. I'm like, yay! So anyway, yeah, we've already talked about that one. So I'm going to move on to the next question straight away. How is Adelaide in comparison to other cities? Well, I think Adelaide is pretty rad. It's nice. It's very accepting. There's a lot of accepting people around here. But there are dickheads as well. But you get dickheads everywhere. And as for the weather, it's always so cold. And most of the time, I can't handle the cold. I seriously don't like it. It's seriously annoying. And it's never humid here. Like, you'd never sweat. And when it is hot, it's like a freaking oven. It's like so hot. You just don't want to step outside, otherwise you get fried or baked. No, not baked. You just get cooked. You get grilled. So yeah, that's Adelaide, and it's pretty arid here. It's not humid at all. It's very arid. So arid climate, you know. We're near the desert. So it's just like, yeah, all that hot wind coming from the desert is what heats up Adelaide, and it really sucks. But it's really nice here. It's quiet. It's not overly busy, but it can be. But in comparison to size, I don't know. I can't really compare Adelaide to anywhere, because it's like not as big as anywhere. Oh, it's bigger than Newcastle, but it's just, I don't know. Anyway, but I like it here. It's nice. It's pretty. A lot of people would say it's boring, but you know, if you find stuff to do and rely on your own resources, you know, life can be quite lovely. Just go out for a walk along the beach, or, you know. And people are friendly around here. They all say hello to you. It's just like, and you know what? I've also noticed that people down here are very English-like. So yeah, they have a bit of an accent going on, and I think I've kind of picked up on it a little bit. But that's what happens when you go somewhere. You start picking up on things, and it's just like, oh yeah. But anyway, yeah. I think Adelaide is a lot nicer than say Sydney. Sydney's beautiful though. Like, Sydney's different. I've never been to Melbourne though. I need to go to Melbourne. Oh my god. But I've been to Brisbane. Brisbane's really lovely. It's nice, warm climate up there. And I've never been to Perth. So yeah, I don't know. Need to go travelling soon, touring and all that sort of stuff. Yay! Anyway, I'm gonna answer one more question, and then we're gonna go to a break, and then I'm gonna come back, and we're gonna see what new developments have been going on behind the scenes, and I may talk about it. But first, this last question before I go on my little tilly break. What's your favourite colour? Oh, how... That's... Oh my god. Well, we all have a favourite colour. well, let's start with this. When I was a kid, my favourite colour was red. And then I found when I was a teenager, I started getting older, I actually started liking blue. Now, the funny thing about that is, blue and red, what does that make? Purple. So, now that I'm an adult, purple is actually my favourite colour. It's really weird, hey? But red, blue, and now purple. But you know what? Besides purple, I actually really love rainbow spectrum. That's just like something else. It's just like, wow, like, yeah, one of those decorative boxes that it's like a chameleon color, but it like changes colors when you move it, but it's like full spectrum. It's just like, yay. Yeah, I love that shit. I love it. I reckon that's my favourite colour. All the colours of the spectrum, all in one. There we go, there's that chromesthesia happening again. But yeah. Well, anyway, guys, I'm gonna go take a break and I will be back very soon. And I hope yous are having a great night. I know I am. And hopefully next half we'll get started on some more interesting answers to interesting questions. Alright, talk very soon, guys. Hello again, folks. Welcome back. I just had to have a little break to see what was going on, but I haven't heard anything, which is really weird. Yes. So, what's everyone been doing tonight? It seems like everyone's really busy doing their own thing, I think. Yeah. But that's okay. You can always come back and watch it later. Which is really good about Instagram because, you know, like if you're live and you're talking and no one's around, they can always come back and watch it later. It's like really good. I love it. I think Facebook does that as well. Yeah, I'm not really sure. But anyway. Yes. I got my pink hat again. We're going to answer some more questions. Hopefully not too heavy and not too light. Oh, here we go. Your interview with Turner was really awesome. Who will you interview next? Well, there is a big possibility that I'll be interviewing Amy next because of the acoustic version of Rescue Me. But yeah, we're just waiting to hear back about that, and yeah, I will inform you all. But yeah, there are a few other artists that I want to interview, but I'm not going to say their names just yet because I'm not sure whether they'll want me speaking of them online yet. even though I've already said that I've got some people working with me, but yeah, they may not be ready to talk. So yeah, that's alright. But I know Amy's wanting to have a chat with me, so yeah, we're just gonna wait and find out about that one. Yes. So yeah. And I've just been creating some other beats and that for whoever else wants certain beats, dope beats. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and I love enjoying doing that in my spare time. It's a lot of fun. Yeah. I think we might go to another question. I'm just really out of thoughts at the moment. Everything's just... I think it's just one of those nights, I think. Yeah. Never mind. Oh, here we go. How have you been dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic? Well, that's something I can talk about. Well, with work, over the past 6 months, it's been quite hectic. Like, we've been getting extra shifts to do COVID cleaning, and yeah, it gets a bit confronting because, you know, like, with all the hysteria that was going on, and then what happened in Melbourne, you know, it was just really bad. All those deaths, all those people, and getting sick and that, like, all the other states around were just afraid of getting it. Like, but South Australia's been pretty good. We haven't had any local transmissions in, yeah, like almost 3 months. Yeah, our state's been doing really well. But yeah, I think it's starting to phase out at the moment now. So because we haven't been doing extra COVID cleaning at work, so yeah, it's all eased off now. But yeah, it was really horrible, and there were a few times where I did get a cold or even the flu, and work was really concerned about it. But it was at that point in time where the doctors didn't refer you to go get tested, so it was just like, oh, it was that time in limbo. But I'm all good now, so yeah, it would have been just a cold or flu or something. Being a cleaner, you're exposed to a lot of germs and that. But with the chemicals that I use at work, I'm pretty confident that I'm safe, because they pretty much kill everything. Just pretty good. But as for home life, it doesn't really affect me, because normally I'm at home most of the time anyway. So yeah. So that's how I've been dealing with COVID. It's just that going to the shops and that, it gave me a bit of anxiety. Like, I felt like that I couldn't breathe. I felt like that every time I wanted to cough, I felt like I couldn't. And then in turn, that made me feel like I couldn't breathe. And it was just like, oh, hell, man? And anyone that come near you, you're just like, oh, just get away from me. But that's like that everywhere. But now, you know, everyone's gotten that used to it, and that, you know, they just don't care anymore. Anyway. Let's go to the next question, because I don't want to get too controversial. Alright. When are you releasing your next solo song? That's an interesting question, because I do have a song that I really do want to release, but at this point in time, I'm just working with Daniel and Amy with these songs, because they're just fantastic. Like, they're going to be on my album anyway, but the thing is though, this song of mine, it's going to be just as good, but with my vocals instead. So yeah. And I'm not going to tell you what song that is. You probably heard the instrumental of it on some of my videos and that. But yeah, that's all I'm going to tell you with that one. Alright. And I'm pretty excited about releasing that song too, by the way, because it'll be really, really good. And you're going to love it. I promise you. Next question. Out of the pink hat. What's with these questions? Oh my goodness, they're not even like music related. They're like more about my personal life. It's like, okay, do you drive? If so, what kind of car do you drive? Well, I do drive. I do have my full license. I've had my full license for like over 10 years. And I drive a little Holden Barina, a little gunmetal grey one. It's really cute. It's a 2-door. Freaking cute little thing. I love driving it. It's zippy. And it's so small, but it's big on the inside. It's like a TARDIS. It looks small on the outside, but big on the inside. I love that shit. But yeah. That's what I drive, and yes, I do drive. And these questions, they're a little bit petty. I want like in-depth questions. Come on, people. Why do you want to know this stuff? Why do you want to know? I want a dope question. Let's do this. How many songs have you created so far? Alright, here we go. Oh, I actually can't really tell you that answer, because I've written so many. I can give you a rough estimate. Well, let's see. I've got 16 songs on each album apart from Overcome. So yeah, I can't work out the math at the moment. So 16 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then plus another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 songs. Yeah, that's too hard for me to work out. But let's just say, I don't know, well over 200. Yeah, well over 200, I think. And there's been many songs that I've made and I've just disposed and gotten rid of because I just didn't like them. But these days, when I make a song and I don't like it, I try and pass it off to somebody else. But if no one wants it, that's when it gets disposed. That's when it just gets deleted, gets taken away. I actually got told by someone a couple of months back talking about doing that, and they're like, that's a live creation that you've made and you've just gone and killed it, like I've gone and murdered it. I'm just like, oh my god, yeah, that is so true. So I think that's why I started adopting them out to other artists, and I think that's quite a good thing, because just of late I've had quite a few beats that I've made, even though I've wanted to use them, but others are now using it, and they've done and probably doing a better job at it with writing the song to the beat, because that's how people write songs these days, I think anyway. Yeah. I just need to check the time. Alright. Man, we're going through these questions tonight because we don't really have much else to talk about, because tonight seems to be a little bit of a quiet night. But that's okay. You will find out all this stuff later when you watch. Next question. What is your album Overcome about? Overcome is pretty much me helping me deal and get through and overcome my anxiety. Now, let me tell you, coming on here doing my lives has really helped with my anxiety. I feel like that I'm actually talking to people about my stuff, and I'm actually getting it out. And I find that when I don't get it out, it's it can actually be quite harmful on my head. So, you know, like talking to people, coming out of my shell, you know, cognitive therapy, seeing a counsellor, just trying to deal with this anxiety that I deal with pretty much almost every day of my life. But lately, life's been pretty good and I haven't been getting anxiety, but there's just these times where it just comes over you and it's just like, whoa, what the hell? Where did you come from? And why are you bothering me right now? Like, come on. So, yeah, that's pretty shit when that happens. But usually takes a day for me to actually get better after an anxiety attack. And anxiety attacks are really horrible. I really don't like them. They do a lot of things to me. And as I've gotten older, it's only really gotten worse. But I seem to be managing it alright now, which is good. Yeah. That's pretty much what Overcome's about. Overcoming my anxiety and dealing with certain situations that I don't want to deal with, but I deal with them anyway. And when I've dealt with them, it's party time. Yeah, that's pretty much, Disco Infections is that prime example of getting through the situation that you were dreading, and you've gotten through it. So you do a happy dance. Disco Infections. It's like getting through a week of work, and then on a Friday night it's just like, yeah, I'm going to go out now. I'm going to go out and party. Yeah. So there you go. It's pretty good explanation for that, I think. Oh, and just so you know, on the extended version of the Overcome album, you'll probably notice that there's Disco Infections and Overcome have extended versions on it rather than the original, because they are extended, they are a little bit longer, and I extended Disco Infections just because, and it's pissing down with rain. It's like really heavy. It actually sounds like hail. And Overcome, it has a message at the start of the song and also at the end, pretty much saying, you can do it no matter what. Don't give up. Keep going. And you know what? That's what I've done, and that's what I'm doing now. Overcome. I don't believe that I've overcome all of my problems 100%, but they are getting there. And I'm pretty happy. I've been pretty happy. Alright, we're going to do another question. Have you dealt with any trolls? Oh, well, that's a bit of a confronting question. You know what? Yeah, I have. Not bad ones, just snide comments here and there. I did notice someone was laughing at me earlier. I don't know whether they were laughing with me or laughing at me, but that doesn't matter. I'm just being entertaining. But yeah, back in the day, there were a couple of guys that were giving me shit. But, you just don't pay attention to it. It's just like, yeah, whatever. You don't like my music, whatever. If you were making music and I listened to it and I thought I didn't like it, then, whatever. But I'm not one to sit there and say, oh yeah, I don't like your music. I just sit there and listen to it and I just keep it to myself. Do you know what I mean? So yeah. Whatever, man. Whatever. So yeah, I haven't had people trying to bring me down and try and give me a bad name or anything, but because I haven't given anyone any reason to. I hope not. But yes. Oh, we are going through these questions, but there's so many here, so it's alright. There's plenty more for the next live. Alright, what's this one? What is the last song you listened to that fully emotionally moved you? Okay. I would say probably a Jamiroquai song. And it's called Black Crow. It's really, really deep and really, really cold. But it brought me back to the time in my life when my dad was really sick, and I think I spoke about this probably in the first live, I think. Yeah, he had pneumonia, like viral pneumonia, like it was like SARS. I can't really say that it was SARS, but it was very similar to SARS. And actually SARS wasn't even found at that point in time, so it was very similar and very surprising and shocking. But yeah, he almost passed away, so that was quite hectic and quite emotional. But yes. Hey Az! How you going, my friend? So yeah, that song pretty much moved me. That's pretty bad. Because it always brings me back to that time in my life. Every time I hear it, it's just like, yeah. But never mind. I think I'm going to answer 2 more questions and then I'm going to call it a night, because it is very quiet tonight and I could be doing some creativity right now, so yeah. Alright. Your albums all they all tell a story. How do they link up together into your musical journey? Well, that is actually a pretty long answer. So I think I'm just going to finish off with this answer because, yeah, it's pretty long. So we'll go from just getting started. Okay, so that album was pretty new. I just started producing music again and I was actually doing it more professionally and properly, but at that point I still wasn't doing it like perfectly. So everything that I've been making over the past few years is pretty much like a work in progress to where I am today. So just getting started is just like, yeah, I'm just getting started now. And then Beautiful Madness, well, when I had done Just Getting Started, it was just like, okay, you're starting to get noticed now for the first time. Everyone's sitting there looking at you, first realizing who you are, and it's just like, oh, okay. But then after a while, that's when the trolls start. They start antagonizing you, putting you down, and then there's also friends that sit there and put you down, and it's just like, well, what the hell? Like, that's madness, man. So I made a song on that album called Hardcore Insanity. That's actually the very first song on it. I actually have those songs on SoundCloud, so if you do want to hear that album, go on my SoundCloud. You'll hear the top 10 songs off it anyway. But yeah, it's on there. But yeah, Hardcore Insanity, yeah, pretty much dealing with the overwhelming feeling of being noticed and people knowing who you are and all that. But also at that point in time, I was going through a dark time, and that was after I moved out of my house on the Central Coast in Gosford. Yeah, and I had to move to another house, and there was people on drugs hanging around and causing trouble. Actually, one time, one of them actually broke in and actually smashed my TV. It was just like, what the hell? Yeah. Pretty dark time. And that's pretty much what that song was about, really. But all this worry and all this stuff that you go through, and you turn it into music, it's just like madness turned into something beautiful. So then therefore it's beautiful madness. Does that make sense? I think that's why I called it that. And yeah, just going through all that time in my life, and you know, with the ex-partner, and not that I have anything against him now. Me and him are still friends. Just at that point in our life, just it wasn't going very well, and there were other people in our life too that had a lot to do with it as well. So yeah. But anyway, and then that's where Tears into Pearls comes in. I hit rock bottom, and I pretty much moved back to my parents' place in Port Macquarie, and I started my life again. And that's what Tears into Pearls was all about. Starting my life again and living happy rather than sad. And there's that song on there called No More Sadness or More Happiness. I freaking love that song. That's actually one of my favourite songs, that song. I really love it. So, no more sadness, all more happiness. Really need to hear that song because that's like one of my favourites off that album. And then One True Love came along. One True Love, it was about the music, it was about the people in my life, it was about the love that I was giving out. That's actually a nice album, that one. It wasn't as popular, but it was really good. Actually, the song One True Love did actually end up on Triple J a couple of times, which I'm actually proud about. And that was back in 2016, by the way, so that was like 4 years ago. And yeah, and then I progressed from there to Catch My Vibe, and Catch My Vibe was a happy album. It was all about being happy, it was all about getting up and partying and having fun and you know, just spreading love around. That's what that album was about. And yeah, it was a really good album, and it's still the most popular album. And the first song, Bring Me to Life, that song actually is a song that pretty much says, wake me up from my sleep, that was ever so deep, and you know, just wake me up. Let's live life. Let's party. Let's love it. Do fun things. For me, broadcasting this shit and doing music, I fucking love it. Now, the next album from that was Moods Have Colours. That one, of course, was a lot more of a moody album, based on colours, and I guess that at that point in time my anxiety started to really flare up, and that's where things started to deteriorate with my mental health when that happened. But the first song off that album, it was Like an Eagle. That is actually another favourite song of mine, and that song has a lot of meaning. And at that point in time, we were going through the equality stage, and when we were going through that, I decided to write a song, and that's what that song is about, equality. So yeah, Like an Eagle, it's on Moods Have Colours. You need to check that one out too. Another favourite of mine. And yeah, there was a lot of deep songs on that album, but a lot of dancey ones too. It was actually, that album is a lot like Tears into Pearls, but a lot more newer and more current. Yeah, I love that album. It's the least popular album, I feel. It's like Britney Spears' album Blackout. And then of course Overcome came along, and that's when things started to change in my life. Things started to look up. That's when I started to do something about my mental health issues, and I seeked help, and look at me now. I'm feeling much better, and like I don't feel so social anxiety as much anymore, which is good. And now that you know what all the albums were about and how they all linked up, Charismatic is the next album, and pretty much that album is what my life is about now. It's about stepping out, being amongst it, being charismatic, showing off your charisma. I may not be showing much at the moment, but I will get there, and sometimes I need encouragement and a bit of support, and when people show their love, support and encouragement to my music, that gives me inspiration. But that's like that with everybody. So I'm really excited for this new album. Hey, it's gonna be a masterpiece. It's gonna have so much emotion in it. It's gonna be so many stories to tell. It's just, oh my god, it's gonna be amazing. But but I'm glad that I've spoken about all that, because it's really in depth. So tonight's episode has been pretty in depth, but I got a feeling that that's not over yet either. But you know what? We'll get there with the rest of these questions in the next live. I'll fill you in on when that's going to be. Hopefully this Monday again, I'm pretty sure. If I will put out an ad about it anyway, but so I'm gonna call it a night now, guys, and let you all get on with your Friday night. And I hope you've enjoyed my live. If you haven't watched it right at this second, feel free to click on it and have a watch and get to know me. Get to know all things about Andy Joel, because I'm opening up. Alright guys, well you have a good night, and I will talk to you very soon. Love yous. See yous later.